and then sent that exact message to my director of engineering and said, what name do you want this to have? And then I told him, don't forget, I named both of my children the same thing because I hate naming things. He was like, noted. I was like, naming is not my friend. I spend way too much time trying to like figure out what to name something so that it's good forever.
Honestly, though, this section was transformative for me because, like I think I said in the last podcast, I tried my best to like have short names.
be short.
I just felt like that was required of me. But yeah, I'm totally naming everything very descriptive from now on. But naming things is hard because once you start naming something, then you're like, wait, this is really similar to another name I named something else. So how is it different? That's really where it gets hard, is thinking, all right, I have two things that are doing something very similar. What is this one doing that the other one isn't? And how do I represent that in a name?
Yep.
I struggle a lot with that one when I have a function that does nothing but transform its input. So imagine that someone submits a search and I want to normalize that search by maybe like lowercasing it or like removing punctuation or something. So maybe that function is called normalize search. And in the variable that I store, the return value is normalized search. And people will stare at that and be like, well, how are you assigning a function to a function? I'm like, no, that other one has a D in it. But I really struggle to come up with a better name for what that thing is supposed to be.
But I like that because it is what the function is. Like it is the return of that is the normalized string. Like it is the normalized input. And the function is normalizing the string. To me, it makes sense.
Something that maybe might keep it easy to think of, but then also still make that same amount of logical sense is to swap it. You've got a normalized search string function, right? And so what you save the result of that to, instead of calling that normalized search string, I would call it search string normalized. So you're doing search string normalized equals normalized search string. So it's a little bit more clear that they're different things.
Oh, that's not bad.
Use standard nomenclature where possible.
I like how he dates himself with his example. Auto hang up modem decorator.
Hey, we talked about modems. They're still relevant.